that I think Alan's the new person. Alan is with Sunland Springs, right? Superstition Springs. Sunland Springs Village. Sunland Springs Village, right? Sunland Springs Village, and he's there, and so Alan's new. He's new. I do a lot of presentations for their club, so they have a very active. They actually have a really nice computer club. They a beautiful facility there, and they so I've done a lot of in-person presentations there over the years, and they're always a great club to talk to. Always interested, and this year I've been doing some virtual presentations with their club, which has worked out well. So yeah, so I encouraged Alan to come along today and just to see what everyone's talking about. They're obviously looking at what's going to happen in the future and where they're going and so on and so forth. So, or whether Alan was actually telling me, it's too bad he can't talk, but Alan was telling me that whether they're actually going to just continue with virtual meetings after, that may be an option, that some clubs just keep doing virtual meetings. It's we'll see what happens with that, But I guess it's 10 o'clock. Let's decide. So we sort of we've met Alan. Mike, did you have something that you want to say? You're sort of the regional representative for APCUG. Did you have anything? For those of you, does everyone know that Mike is our regional APCUG representative? That's and everyone knows Mike Smith. Does anyone not know Mike?
I'm recognizing a lot of names. Patricia, I see you, and I've been contacting you. Bob King, I'm over in Superstition Sunrise right now, and I just drove by your place over there, so I know where you are now. So it's good to see faces with names. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think, Sherry, is your club APCUG member or?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Oh, we got two more coming in. Frank is coming. I think he's from your club, Chris. And we'll see them. And then Ian, I'm not sure. Is Ian with your club as well, Chris?
Ian's with Viewpoint.
Viewpoint. Okay, great. So Ian's with Viewpoint, and then Frank is with Chris's. Hello, Frank. Do you want to unmute yourself and say good morning?
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Right. I guess you know Chris Rosinski.
Oh, I know Chris like a book.
I'm his midnight horror story.
Oh, okay. All right. And I guess Ian doesn't have his microphone or his camera on. I'm not. Does anyone know where Ian's from? Viewpoint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Viewpoint in Canada.
Viewpoint and in Canada.
In Calgary right now.
Calgary right now.
Trying to get your video working, but I got a new camera, so a new computer with camera. So.
Oh, that's good. Well, just head down at the bottom and just go over to the video setting there and just choose the right camera. It should find it.
Well, I've been doing that.
All right. Well, let's get the meeting started. I thought we would put Bob on first. Bob is going to talk about our new web design that he did. Great work, Bob. Thanks so much for doing it. It looks really nice. And that is Google. It's a Google Sites website, and that's my website. Tech for Seniors website is also the same. So it is it's very easy. It's really easy to use. It's super easy, right, Bob?
It's very easy. I was very surprised at how easy it actually is to use.
Right. Do you want to oh, I'll make you co-host, Bob, and then you can share. Do you want to sort of share the screen, and do you want to show us the site again, or?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You can talk a little bit about what you want. I will say one thing. It is for those of you who don't know. Oh, here's John Hamlin. We'll. Oh, Ian, you got your camera going.
Yes, I did.
There you go. Excellent. Here's the. That's good.
Okay, Ron, we got everybody on we need?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Up until this past few weeks, I had created using Blogger, which is a Google tool, primarily intended for blogging creation, but I had used it just to create a static web page that just had the member clubs listed on it, links to the member clubs. It was just a solitary page with nothing else there. So I thought, well, let's just create something that's got a little more use for everybody. And in doing so, as you can see on the screen, we have the member clubs over here on the left-hand side. And there's a link there to each of the member clubs that I've been given an address for. So we could go to computer booters and it will, it should direct us right to them with some redirection going on. And there's computer booters. Okay, and it's going to open that in a separate tab on your browser, or at least it's intended to do that. So there's a dozen, 15 clubs right there. There's a short explanation for the purpose of EVACC. And then I embedded the actual forum, the Google forum that Ron and I created, what, 3, 4, 5 years ago, maybe?
A long time ago.
And it's embedded in here, and you can use this just like you would if you had gone to the actual Google Groups website and access the group from there. So it's totally embedded in here, and you can go in and see everything that we've done recently, the postings of Ron of when the meetings are. If you click on that, it'll open the post that Ron put out there. You can reply to this, to any post. You can create your own reply. If you want to start a new topic, there's a link here to create a new topic. And it's just very simple to use. It's just going to do the same thing that we saw if you were on the actual website. And you can create the subject. You can create the type of post. You can put in here the text of what you want to put in there. You've got files you can attach. You can actually create links. So it's a little bit of an editor right here. Very, very simple functions there. Down at the bottom over here in the lower right, then, let me get rid of that chat. On the lower right, then, is actually where you would pick the tag. And the tag's used if you want to go in and search different categories. Club management is primarily used for anything that would be related to managing one of our clubs. There's one for discussion, and there's one for EVACC that has anything to do with our meetings or membership. The others in here are not being used very much. They may go by the wayside at some point in time. Okay, so let's go back. I may have to reload the page to do it. Okay, so that's basically what the forum has got in here. Totally embedded in there, as I said. If you wanted to send an email, you can send an email to the EVACC forum. We have an EVACC email address that I monitor. If you want to go to the group, this will actually take you to the Google group site itself. If for some reason you would prefer to use that instead of the embedded one, you can do that. The other thing that I've added is a Google Calendar, and I'll demonstrate that next, but there's a link here to the actual Google website with a calendar. I've got to try and scroll over here a little bit. So up here is some tabs up in the upper right-hand corner. The first tab takes you back to the home tab. The second one is for events, and this is where I've embedded the EVACC calendar. It's a Google Calendar, and I've got some events in there. The Tech for Seniors are posted in there. John Hamlin hosted a big tech and smart home automation conference this past Tuesday. Link for that's in there. PC Tune-Up in a Snap was one of the clubs had a presentation or a workshop for that. Home automation for seniors was a presentation on Wednesday, and then our EVACC meeting is posted here on Saturday. We've got Learning Chromebooks next week, Tech for Seniors on Monday. Present your ideas. I think it's with Snap. I think that's Computer Booters is putting that on. But any of these, you should be able. Any of the members that have access to this should be able to then go down in the lower right-hand corner, and there's a plus sign here, and you can add more events. So if your club is hosting something that you think other clubs might have an interest in it, you can post it right here. Okay. The other thing that you could do if you don't want to post it there is you could, a lot of you have been submitting it to the forum, and that's a good way to do it too. And then either Ron or I can post in here, or if you're willing to post it in both places, that would even be better. Save us a little bit of work. Okay. Any questions on the calendar? You've got different views. If you want to go to January to see what's in January, you can do that. So there's just some of the events that
click on one of the
clubs
events.
were hosting. Yes.
Could you click on one of the events so I can see what type of information is listed?
Well, a little window will pop up, and it will have in there information that was added about that event. So this is customizable. This could be anything that you wanted to enter, any text describing when the meeting starts. I think that's a standard item. And then a description is open description. You can put whatever you want. And I just copied in the information that Ron typically sends out, announcing the Tech for Seniors.
Thank you.
If we do this one, avoiding scams, I pulled this from Computer Booters along with the registrations required and some information about that workshop. All the times in here are going to be Mountain Standard Time, which is Arizona time.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Any other questions on the calendar?
I was wondering if the calendar, this is Frank. I was wondering if the calendar might be the vehicle for depositing videos that each of the clubs are doing. In Leisure World, we have a rhythm, and I think most of the other clubs now have a rhythm of downloading videos and showing them as part of our weekly or bi-weekly meetings. The booters, I noticed, are doing a PC tune-up in a snap. I'd love to be able to look at a repository of the videos that all of our clubs have selected for their meetings and shop that and maybe use that as a way to find content for our future meetings. Is the calendar the vehicle for that, or is there a vehicle for that I just don't know about?
Up here is in the upper right-hand corner is another tab for resources. I think that may be the better place for it. And it's got, first of all, there's an index of whatever is here, but here are some, I put in some useful links. APCUG, here's their website, here's their YouTube channel. The Geeks on Tour, here's the website for them. Here's their YouTube channel. Tech for Seniors, the same thing, their website and then their YouTube channel. I also have got some Windows 10 helpful information that I've picked up from someplace. I don't remember where. It may have been, I don't know which club I picked this up from. but it's various information. This is probably a good place for that kind of, those links. They could be put in here very easily. I think you might be able to put them in the calendar if you wanted to post them with the date that they were given, let's say, that they were presented. You could go in and you could create a calendar event. Let's say Learning Chromebooks has got something going on. You could put in here a link to a YouTube video or a link to some video that you've got of that workshop or that meeting. That could go in here also. So I think either place would work. I think my intent was that resources would be the place that people could go to find videos, workshops that have been, presentations that have already occurred.
Patricia, you have a question?
No, I was just going to tell Frank that the listings show the computer booters as having these workshops. Actually, they are Microsoft workshops, and there are no videos. They will not let us record it, and they do not record it. So it might be a little bit deceiving to say that it's a computer booter workshop. Microsoft asked us to host it to the point of taking the registrations, and that's all.
Okay.
That's a registration only thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Through the
Bob,
computer booters website.
Okay. Bob, could you open up the YouTube channel there on resources? Go down to the bottom. I want to just show everyone, and go down to the Tech for Senior. Yeah. Can you open the YouTube channel? Yeah, just go there. Frank, this is probably the easiest way to do this. Now, if you look, what Bob did is he put the playlist in of Tech for Senior, all right? And this brings up all Tech for Senior, all our editions of Tech for Senior. So all as Bob has to do is put one link in there, and that's for the playlist. And as I make all the Tech for Senior videos up and post them on YouTube, I just add them to my playlist, and that automatically updates everything. So the easiest way, I don't think what you'd want to do is actually take the actual file, have some sort of place, a folder where you upload the file to that, and you try to index it or do something with it. That's a lot of work. I mean, most of your videos that at least most of all the videos at our club and Tech for Seniors we do, I put them on YouTube. And once you place them on YouTube, you just have to assign them to a playlist, and that playlist never changes. Once that URL that Bob put on there is the URL that's in all our newsletters, it's in everything we do, and that will never change. And all the videos that Tech for Senior we do, we could just post that. The same thing happens in for Huey and I when we do our and I'll give that to Bob, the URL for the Chromebook series we're doing. All as you have to do is just, there's only one playlist, and although we'll keep creating all the videos, I just add them to the playlist, and it's automatically updated. Do you understand, Frank, what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Yes, Ron, and appreciate so much what both of you are doing, and I guess I'm still, and maybe I'm missing the point, but I'm still wishing for a single place I could go and shop the videos that all the various clubs have used in their programs.
If the clubs upload them to YouTube, then that's an easy thing to do. And again, Bob, if you just go back and just to your resource page there, you'll see how, all as we would need is the link, just one link in here that said all Silvercom CTC. We tape as well. We tape each week. We have an online presentation. Well, we do it twice a month. I tape those, right? So if you wanted to put Silvercom CTC's videos this year or their club meetings, Bob just needs to put one line in there with the link, and it's all there. You know what I'm saying? It's so simple to do if you have a playlist and you upload them to YouTube. I don't think, I mean, if you are recording and you are a club recording stuff, it's the easiest thing to put it on YouTube. It's free, and you stick it on YouTube. I mean, I wouldn't put the file in a directory on some server somewhere to try and find it later. That's just creates it's so much easier just to put it on YouTube and create a playlist.
Chris?
Does anyone have any comments on that, or agree, disagree, or whatever?
One thing I was thinking, Ron, you had a video here just recently of using YouTube to make money.
Right.
Would it benefit us to have a short video on how to set up YouTube, a playlist for clubs to be able to do that?
Yeah, we could do that. In fact, I have some videos on that now. I do a lot of training on that, so that's pretty easy to do. But we could maybe do that for the next meeting if you want. I could do a bit of an in-service on how to do that for clubs.
Okay, if you've got a video, let's send it out before the next meeting, and I can put it on the website even as far as on the resources for instructions on how to create your own club playlists on YouTube.
There's actually, I'm actually just finishing off a big project, and it's called The Making of Tech for Seniors. And it's how I record it, edit it, and put it up to YouTube. So it's the whole ball of wax in there. So this will give me an impetus to get the darn thing finished, and I'll get it out to everybody.
Okay. Chris, you had your hand up.
There we go. Barking dog gone.
Doggy gone. It's not a direct question on this, but when you reply to the forum, it goes to everyone. So when you go on this Google Groups, I understand from other groups that can be set that either it only goes back to the person who sent the email or it goes to everyone. How is this Google Group set up?
It goes to everyone.
It goes to everyone.
So they both go to everyone. So if you want to send it just to the person who posted it, how do you do that?
It's a good question. I'm not sure I've even done that. I think let's just try. Let me see if I can do this and send it to just Ron.
One of the Google groups we belong to, you have it normally goes to everybody, but if you want to send it just to one person, you send it to one. Other group is the other way around. So I don't know which it is.
This is being set up so it goes to everybody. The other thing that's interesting is if you email the group, all right, if you email the group, then it just through Gmail or whatever, and you email the group, it goes out to everybody as well. So you don't even have to go to the site. It'll go out. But I think for the most people would know email addresses, and I think one of the things that's very confidential about this service of the forums is, in fact, if I put my email address in and I post a message on the forum, the first thing that happens is it asks me and says, hey, you're sending your email address out there. Do you really want to do that? So they're very, very, they don't want email addresses associated with the forum. It's not, so it's not that easy to send an email. All these people, that's just the way the forum is set up.
I believe the actual email that I received today in my inbox, at the bottom, it said reply to all or reply only to sender.
It did, and that was a new thing. I don't think that was on there before, Patricia. I don't think, I think that was new. I think haven't seen that before.
Chris, is that what you're referring to? Perhaps?
No, I guess that's what I'm referring to. I haven't seen that, but we have a Google group in Leisure Worlds, goes to like 2,000 places. When you hit reply, it only goes to the person that posted it, not to everybody. And if you want it to go to everybody, then you have to do something different. In this case, it's the other way around, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it to an individual from here, Chris.
Well, that's the way the Google group works in Leisure World. So I don't know how.
Then it's some way, it has to be in an option that we set up then.
Yes.
I can check on that and see if there is something that it can be an option. I thought at the very, very beginning, we had an issue with that. The first few months we had this set up, it was only going to the person who had actually posted the message. It wasn't going to the whole group. So we may have changed something in the group settings.
I remember that. Thank you.
Yeah, but I think
I'll check on that.
But the concept, I think that we should hold, Bob, and I think everybody would agree on this, is the point of the forum is put a message there and it goes to everybody, right?
Yes.
That's the idea. If I want to send Chris an email, I'll just send Chris an email personally. I'll just send it to his email address. But if I want to send, if I think it's something to do with that EVACC, then I'll post it to EVACC and he'll get a copy of it.
Well, I don't have everybody's email address, and maybe I don't know where to look for it.
Chris?
Yes?
Do you see where I'm at over here on the right-hand side?
Yes?
I click on this post reply, but if I click on this little down arrow here, there's a reply privately to author.
Oh.
Perfect. Perfect. Problem solved.
It's not obvious, but you'd have to check it, see how it actually works.
Perfect.
That's just going to reply to the author. It's not going to let you reply to somebody else who wasn't the author. It looks like you can also forward it, which I'm going to assume you can put somebody's address in, but I don't know where that's going to go. Because I don't see that popping up down here where I am creating my reply. That needs a little more investigating.
As long as I can have a choice of sending it to the author or automatically it goes to the group if I do nothing, that's perfect for me. Thank you.
I think that's working.
Yeah, it looks like you can do it. Now, I'm logged in as the administrator on the forum also, so I've got some options on here that a non-admin person might not see. Now, this reply and forward, I'm not sure what that's going to be. Ban this person is probably not something that everybody has access to.
Right.
Just pointing out some things there. But it's worth looking into a little more, Chris. I'll check on that.
Thank you.
Okay. Does anybody have anything more about that, or I just
one more section.
Okay.
Ron.
Okay, go ahead.
The last tab is about. What did we do here?
I just
Cancel.
lost my screen.
Okay. The about tab has got some default. I haven't touched this site yet, this page yet. It's got some history in here. I'm wondering if this isn't something that Bud Raleigh might be able to put some text together and talk about how this group got started, who has kind of led it over the years. This Who We Are has got places for people, their titles. I don't know if we want to do anything with that section or not. But anything else could go in here that is general information about the group. That's all I had to say about this. Is maybe we should populate this history area a little bit.
I bet you Bud Rawling was really, did I send you the letter that Bud sent me, and he was really happy with the website and he thought it was great, and he's the founder of EVACC. So I am sure do you probably have Bud Rawling's email address? I'm sure if you asked him, he would be happy to do that. I think that's a done deal with Bud.
Yep, I do too. I'll take care of that.
Yeah,
I'll check with him.
I'm sure he'd be happy to put something up there for us. All right.
All right. I'm
thanks,
done
Bob.
sharing.
That's a good job. Job well done.
I'm done sharing screen. If I can figure out how to get back out of here where I can see it now.
There you go.
You're going to have to get it, honey.
Yay, Bob. Yay, Bob.
Very good job. Good idea.
Now we have a few more latecomers. Let's see, where is Stan Flanagan has got his mask on, and Dan is from the resort. He's which is the sister club from from Silver Edge, and he'll be joining the meetings. He's going to come to the Silver. I guess we got a meeting this Tuesday. His club's going to come to our meeting as well. And so we're happy to have Dan here. And I thought John Hamblin was here. Where did John go? Is John still?
John's here. John's over in the corner on my screen.
Oh, I can't see him because he's on the other. Hi, John.
Hi, Ron. I have a question for you, Ron.
Good. Well, just a minute. First of all, does everyone know who John Hamblin? He's sort of a famous guy, you know. John, do you want to introduce yourself in case someone doesn't know who you are?
Okay, I'll introduce myself and ask my question at the same time.
Okay.
Name's John Hamblin. I'm actually from Viewpoint, as it says on my little ID tab. I work 99 hours a week on seniors and seniors projects related to both seniors and smart homes and aging well at home and technology in the home, and also on a major project assisting severely disabled people using new technology that incorporates both devices like Google Home or Amazon Echo and newly developed devices for them. And I do a whole raft of other things for seniors. But what my question was, Ron, we're about to set up a YouTube channel, and I'm looking at doing a whole raft of specific training segments for seniors here in Nova Scotia or anywhere else in the world to do with, specific areas of seniors living in the home, ranging from, streaming TV to neat money saving ways seniors can do things other than using cable or getting a phone service from their local phone service, using things like Magic Jack and other things like that, and also things like e-readers and how you can increase the font size. So if you have eye problems, you can use them to read books and audiobooks and like a whole raft of different things. But we're going to set up a YouTube channel, and my question is really, I guess, for Ron or anybody else who does a lot of videos. One of the fellows who's working with me has been looking at WeVideo, and they have a whole raft of things like how to make a tutorial or how to run a class. And do you use any service like that to build your videos, or do you just do them from scratch, Ron?
So the answer, that's a good question. Couple of things I would tell you is, first of all, when you create your YouTube channel, I would encourage you not to use your personal account. And you may know this, but you don't want to get caught in the trap where John Hamblin creates the YouTube video channel. And then, because then as you build a channel, you can't transfer it. And if John Hamblin isn't there the following year, then you can't get those videos back, right? So what you really want to do is make sure you create a Google account for your organization, right? And then you create your channel with that organization. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, we've set up, like, I belong to Aging 2, which is a worldwide organization with 130 chapters aimed at all things for seniors, products and services, and encouraging them. And we established an Aging 2 Halifax Incorporated not-for-profit, and the video channel would be through them.
Yeah. Okay.
Not me personally.
Yeah, because that's a mistake some people make, and that's a bad mistake because you can't change the channel. So the next question was that for you is there, and I mean that's an endless question because most commonly we use Zoom, and so you can record. Zoom is it's free. Everyone knows how to use Zoom, and you can record and make your videos just by using Zoom. That's an easy one. Now we do that, and we do that in Tech for Senior. When we record them, and then we post them. So that's the first one, and the second is video editing, and then you come down to when Zoom creates an MP4 file, which is a video file, right? And you want to edit it. A lot of times you want to edit it and change it and cut stuff out, and then you get into the whole issue of video editing. And I use a professional program called Camtasia now, and there's a cost to that, and so on and so forth. But there are hundreds and hundreds of video editing software, and that's just something that there are lots of YouTube videos on what is the best video editing software to use if you want to create instructional videos. So there's tons of those videos around as well. So I don't have any real, I use Camtasia, but that's an expensive program, professional program that I've used for a long time, and I feel real comfortable with it. That's not necessarily, something that I think that you need to do. There are lots of other video editing software that are free, and I would look at put your needs. I would do a YouTube search, and I would look for, put your requirements in the search, and someone's probably evaluated all of them and come up with the best ones for you. All right. Does that answer your question?
That certainly answers the question, and I keep telling everybody that they can find anything they want basically on YouTube and to use it all the time, and I didn't do it myself. So there's the old physician heal thyself type approach. I will do that for sure.
All right.
And we have both a Zoom Professional and a Zoom WebEx account,
Right.
so that we can create either WebExes or meetings. So I think I'll just start with them and recording them and looking at the video. The conference that Bob alluded to that we ran this week, that had one of the lead engineers for Amazon from Silicon Valley was the main speaker. We have edited that. And I'm using the royal we. Someone else edited that, who happens to be a videographer by his company. He just did it for free because he happens to be the son of one of the Aging 2 people. And we're going to start our video channel by putting that and a couple of the other ones we've done up on it.
Right.
And we'll go from there.
I taped it. I watched as you know, I've watched it as well, and I taped it with Camtasia, and I've already cut it up, edited it, and I'm going to use it. I'm using it in some of my. I'm already using it in some of my shows. Actually, no, I won't be on Monday Tech for Senior, but I'm already put it in a bunch of videos that I'm making. So I hope that's okay. I think it's okay.
I definitely expect a royalty from all the huge amounts you get for your shows.
Okay.
It's
send
perfectly fine.
I'll send you the check. All right. Bob, go ahead.
Just as an aside here, John, Windows 10 has got an app. It's an app. It comes installed. It's Windows Photos or it's Videos, and it's got a video editor built into it. I've used it. It's fairly simple to use. It isn't full of bells and whistles, but it's very simple for something that's built into Windows 10 and is free.
Okay, well, I like the built into Windows 10 part and the free. I will say that I, as I think you know, Bob, have been using Chromebooks for some time, although my background is in Windows and PCs, and I managed to have to switch to Chromebook because I tripped over my dog, threw my computer in the air, and it self-destructed. And so this is just an aside talking about Windows 10. I ordered a new on sale special Windows PC through Amazon, and it was supposed to be delivered on December 3rd, and I needed it specifically because I was doing a few PowerPoint things that I wanted to use it for last week, in fact. And lo and behold, it never showed up. And Amazon only yesterday agreed to refund my money. So I'm going to look at getting a new Windows 10 machine, but I still love the Chromebook too.
All right, thank you. Just before we get into any more questions, I just want to show you a couple of things. I'm going to share my screen because I just want to get my little session in here before we go on too far. Okay, so you should be able to see. I wanted to show everyone two things. First of all, I wanted just everyone to refresh your memory on the APCUG website. So everybody knows where this is. And I wanted you to come down. This is the website, and if you click here, this is where you find the Speakers Bureau. And if you click on the Speakers Bureau, you will come up with this menu, and this is where you can put the name of the presentation that you want and the presenter's name, and then any comments that you have, and you just click submit. And this goes to Judy Tallur, and then she sends the request to the person doing the presentation. And it's I will tell you that there's probably 15 or 20 people that do a lot of presentations, and there's a whole bunch of really good stuff. So I would encourage you to use this service. Now, if you slide over and you look at this website, it's Tech for Seniors website, all right? And if you see, so you're looking right at the website here, and you'll see here it says APCUG request a presentation. All you have to do is click the link, and that'll take you back over to the APCUG website, okay? So you don't even have to go. If you just come to Tech for Senior, all you have to do is just click here, and that will take you back over to APCUG where you can put the information in. You may also want to just sign up for our newsletter as well, but that's not part of the thing today, but I thought it's right here if you want to sign up. Now, if you come up to the top and you see, if you come up, you'll see, Patricia, this is, I think it was you, registering for learning to Chrome. Just click this link here, and that will take you right into the registration. For our Learning Chromebooks session that we do, we want you to register, and we need your email address to do that, so otherwise we don't know who you are. So this is the registration link for our Chromebook. Then if you come over up at the top here, you'll see that it says on here APCUG presentations, all right? When you click this, then you'll get all my presentations. So if you go to APCUG and look at my name, it will send you over here. Rather than having APCUG, I'm creating so many presentations, it got so confusing because I was emailing them all the time and they had to update their website. So now I update my website and they just link it to my website. So these are all the presentations that I've done, and you can go all the way down here, and these are the names of the presentations. Now the last one that I posted here was, can you make money with YouTube? Now I think you can Control Shift. We'll see if we can bring this up a little bit, make this a little bit bigger. Is that a bit bigger for everyone? It says, can you make money with YouTube? Okay. Now you'll see that I'm starting to put in here the time. This is a shorter. Most of my programs are 45 minutes in length, and they're made for club presentations. But a lot of them now, because of Tech for Senior, I'm making shorter presentations. And this is one that is, can you make money with YouTube? It's 12 minutes long. So you can actually take these and combine them. You could take 2 12-minute or 3 12-minute ones. And I'm actually going to go back on some of my presentations, and I'm going to actually put the time sequences in here for you, so you can choose what you want. Now, if you see this is, can you make money with YouTube? And it says, if the title is underlined and hyperlinked, it's linked to a video. So if you click on this link, it plays the video. So you can actually watch the presentation. Come on, internet. So that is the actual video. So you can watch the video, and most of these now have this is tips for using YouTube, efficient use of your browser, sponsorship for creators, apps and extensions for your Chromebook. All of these are all underlined. So these are all videos that I've made that are on YouTube. And all you have to do is click on that, and you can watch them and see if you like them, okay? And then you can just scoot a request off to APCUG, and then I do 2 or 3 presentations a week to different clubs around the country. So I just wanted to make sure you all understood this resource, right? And it's just part of Tech for Senior. This is exactly the same technology that Bob used to make the website up. Although I own the domain Tech for Senior, and that's another thing is it's Tech for Senior, SENIOR, not seniors. There's no S in there, so just remember that. And I'll. Does anyone have any questions about that? I just wanted to make sure everybody understood the. There's a lot of information there, and have a look around. I mean, there's over 30 videos that are there that you can use, and I'm more than happy to come, virtually come to your club and give a talk on that. Any questions?
Ron, this is Frank, and this may be off topic, but we've had some discussion about the best tool for downloading these videos. Is there a easy or quick answer as to this is the best product for if you want to download any of these videos to your own?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I use a free software. So basically, though, the concept of YouTube is you're not supposed to download the videos, all right? But everybody does. I do it all the time because I don't even, on my own personal videos, if you want a presentation, I go to the website and download them from YouTube, because otherwise I got to pull out a bunch of a bunch of memory sticks and figure out where they are. So it's easier for me just to download them off YouTube and let YouTube store them. So I do that all the time. If you send me a link, if you send me an email, Frank, I'll shoot you off a link here. But the one that I use, which is super easy and it's free, it's called 4K Video Downloader. And I taught Chris Rosinski how to use that. So he knows all about it, but it's called 4K Video Downloader. And you don't have to buy the paid version, although it's not very much money. And all as you do, well, here, I'll show you. Let me just share my screen again. I'll show you this. It's so easy to use. Okay, so here is 4K is right here. And this is the software here. And all that you do is take the, come up over here where you see the YouTube, this is the YouTube video that I have here. You just drag this over to this little plus link here, and that will immediately start downloading it, and it saves it in any directory you want. Okay.
Wow.
That's so let me see if this will work. I don't know if it's going to work. So watch this. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to drag it down, and you have to drag it over here, and I'm going to drop it on the little plus. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Now there it's parsing. It's starting right away. Okay. And so it's going to start. It does this thing parsing where it's downloading it, and it's let's just see if it's how long it's going to take. It should take a couple of seconds. It doesn't usually take very long. And then you can just choose the folder you want it downloaded for. And I use this all the time because I don't trust internet and things like that, because when I'm doing the YouTube presentations, because it can get screwed up, and I'd rather have, there it is. So now all is I have to decide, these are the various formats that you want to use it, and I usually choose high definition, and then you can choose the directory that you want it to download to, and then you just hit the download button, and it downloads it right into that directory. So I use that all the time. I use it every day. These are all the videos that I recently, because I'm always downloading them. So that's the. Does that answer your question, Frank? Was that okay? 4K video.
Oh, that's a great answer. Thank you.
That's such an easy thing to do. And
Ron, can you show again where that's at on your browser? Is it under the save link down there at the bottom? Or you've got it on the taskbar.
Yeah, it's not. It's not an extension. It's a program.
Okay.
Okay.
So you picked that up out of the taskbar.
Yeah, I picked it up off the taskbar.
Okay.
Okay, it's 4K Video Downloader. One little thing is when you do it and you bring it up, you might get a bit confused. So when you click on this, it comes up as you can see it here. And when I go to drag this over, it disappears. And that's confusing. So all you have to do is drag this down onto the taskbar over top of the program. And when you do that, it'll pop up, and then you can, then it'll just pop up, and away you go. So I've used it for years, and it works great. I actually feel a bit embarrassed about it because I use it so much. I think I'm going to buy it. I think it's $15 or something to buy it. And I always like to support people, who are making, who have some sort of, if you're going to use their software all the time, I like to support that. So the other thing I wanted to just mention to everybody that you should think about is I recently upgraded my to a gigabit connection. And so now I have a 986 megabit download and 130 megabit upload. The reason I'm mentioning this to everybody is that the cable companies are really under intense competition. And to go from the old service that I had to a gigabit connection was only $10 more a month, right? So all as I'm saying for everyone is, if you reassess your whatever internet service provider you have, be sure, and the times are changing so fast and the competition is so intense that you might get a stinking good deal for not much more money, right? So think about that. You can say, why do I need a gigabit connection? Why not? It's fast, right? It's fast, right? And so I spend all my day on the computer, and I figure, what's $10 a month, right? So for techies who are on this all the time, you may consider that. But just for those of you who are in Canada, I have Shaw, and it was the Shaw, their gigabit. They've just promoted the heck out of this over the last 3 or 4 months. So I thought I'd just run that by everyone to make sure everyone understands that. Just review your current subscription services, because you might get a really good deal. Okay, that's all I had. We've got 10 minutes left. Does anyone have any further comments, questions on what we're talking about? Mike.
Ron, could you help me do a APCUG plug and bring your screen back up again?
Sure. We'll share my screen. Do you want me to get the website? The APCUG?
Yes, please. Go down to the member benefits, discounts and special offers. That's something that I really don't think a lot of people know, especially down there near the bottom of that screen. There's a discount for the backup programs, Gene Barlow's.
Right, and the Acronis backup.
Yeah, and it's a good deal because it's got enlarge that just a little bit so I can read it.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, he's got half off the discount price, so the $25 a piece. It's pretty good.
Yes,
that's all.
Sad to hear. I don't know, Mike, if you read the email, but he had a major stroke.
Yes.
So he won't actually be running his own website anymore, but he said the discount program will still continue on.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, so there are lots of benefits to the APCU. Anything else you want to hear, Mike, or can I stop sharing?
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. There are lots of benefits for APCUG membership. So anyway, Chris.
I have a question for John Hamill. He did a program this week. Is that recorded, and is that somewhere where we can find it? Because I missed it.
Yeah, we actually had 145 sign up for it, and I have 100 max on my wonderful Zoom account. We as I mentioned to Ron, we're having it edited right now, and by early next week, it should be available on our new YouTube channel, and also a link just that we're sending to all those who are interested. I'll send it to Bob and Ron, and they can put it in our wonderful group session as well.
That'd be great. Let's see. I one other just quick note that there's a wonderful video that just came out very recently from the Internet Resource Center about 5G and the auction for the bandwidth, and he explains very simply the three different frequencies and what they're used for and where they're going. And I just recommending that you might want to go to the Internet Resource Center and look at that 5G video. It may be good for your clubs. It just would be good for you personally. That's it.
Chris, can you post that on the forum?
Yeah, we'll do that. And also, the other thing is there's I'm having a seniors moment. There's Verizon. Who's the other one? That's the big one.
AT&T.
No, not AT&T. What's the
T-Mobile?
T-Mobile. Yeah, T-Mobile.
Mobile.
Right. T-Mobile. So the Internet Resource Center, and again, you don't have to go to the Internet Resource Center website. YouTube it. Just search YouTube. They're all on YouTube. So just to let you know, I just watched a video yesterday, and T-Mobile has had crappy hotspots and hotspot plans, and this week they brought out their unlimited fast 5G hotspot, brand new hotspot. And I think it's $50 for unlimited 5G fast stinking stuff. So there's a few little gotchas in there, but just to let you know that T-Mobile has now just opened this up, and the Mobile Internet Resource Center did a broadcast out on that. And so you have to buy this new hotspot, but it is unlimited internet fast, and it's $50 a month, which is a good, if you need a hotspot and you want it, that's a pretty good deal. And let's see, any other, I think I can see everybody. Does anyone have something they want to say? We've got 4 minutes left. What's any?
Ron, this is Frank.
Right.
I'm wondering about getting volunteers. I think probably the biggest problem we have in the Leisure World Computer Club is getting volunteers. Are there any best practices anyone could share, or experiences that have been helpful in finding volunteers?
I'm going to pass that off to John Hamblin. So what's your secret, John?
I don't know about the getting volunteers secret. I do know that virtually everything I do in life, which takes up most of every single day, is entirely volunteer.
Right.
So I think I do run a startup digest in Nova Scotia that I've run for startups for a long time, and it's connected to the universities as well here in Halifax. And so for things that I'm doing here, it's fairly easy to get volunteers. I was laughing when I heard the question. Actually, I was thinking the best way to get volunteers is to pay them, but that's not so easy to do. Yeah.
I'm taking notes,
if you don't have it, if you don't have any money, it's pretty hard to pay volunteers. In Nova Scotia, Nova Scotia is kind of unique because they've decided that historically it was all tourism, pulp and paper, and mining, and all of these businesses are not that great right now, particularly the tourism right now. And so the government has provided us with a wide variety of programs to get what would have been volunteers before. As an example, we're getting a social media senior student on marketing and digital design, and the government is going to pay 80% of the cost of having this person develop a new website for us. So we're in kind of a unique semi-volunteer world, but I don't have any great solution on getting volunteers other than promoting whatever it is you want people to volunteer for in such a way that it sounds like it would be of value. And we find we're able to get a lot of young people that way, students and the like, who want to have volunteering on their resume. If you're talking about volunteering at Viewpoint, I have no clue. Bob would be the one.
So before we get before I know Patricia has a question or a comment, but before we get to Patricia, I just want to say, Frank, one thing what I agree with John is that I think you have to make your project interesting. And I think you have to have value in the project. And then I think people will want to be associated with the project, right? So I think that's Tech for Senior was a good example. You know, Huey and I started that on a wing and a prayer, right? And it's become enormously successful. And now we have more than enough people that want to help with the show. You know, I don't need any more people helping. I got lots of people that want to help, and I get people every week wanting to do more stuff. But we have our but you know, it's an interesting project, and I think that's created some movement in that area, and I think that's the biggest advice I could give you. Patricia, do you have anything? You know, you've been doing this a long time.
Oh, a long time. One thing I have found is that asking individuals to help. Tom, we need help with the newsletter. Can you help? We need help at the welcome table outside the meeting, whatever the case may be. Don't just throw it out to the club and say, hey, we need a volunteer to do this. People's eyes are just going to glaze over and they're not even hearing you anymore. The other thing is, once you get a volunteer, and to keep the program and the volunteers active, is to acknowledge what they're doing. Put their names in the newsletter. Thanks to Joe Blow for doing such and such, whatever the case may be. Also, at the Computer Booters, until this year, we had a volunteer luncheon. The club paid for a luncheon in one of our clubs here, at the restaurants here. And we paid for their lunch. Their spouse or whomever was invited. And it was, and you know, make a big deal of your volunteers. We had a group picture taken. It was in the newsletter. It was in the Sun Lakes monthly newspaper, that sort of thing. The bottom line is acknowledge what they're doing and thank them as publicly as you can.
And the other thing,
Thank you. Good stuff. Thank you.
Yes. And the other thing what Patricia said, and I've heard her talk about this in the past, but one of the things that, and you told me this a long time ago, and it's stuck in my mind for so many years, is learn the people in your club and learn what their skills are, and ask them if they, you know, if they do web design. I thought Patricia gave a talk once, and you talked about the fact this guy came to your club and sat around for 2 or 3 weeks and before anyone came to talk to him. And so finally the president went over and talked to him, and he was the CEO of a major corporation. And they were desperately looking for somebody to be a president of the club. And they asked this guy, and he said, sure, I can do that. I run, you know, all these multi-million-dollar corporations. I can run a computer club. That's not a problem. But nobody asked him. He sat there for 3 weeks and nobody even knew his name. So I think, didn't you tell that story, Patricia? I thought that was.
Yeah, I'm a strong believer in the socialization of a club. Like
Right.
you said, get to know the people, talk to them. We used to have a greeter who, when the person walked into the room, it's, you know, hi, Charlie, how are you? It's good to see you. What's been going on? Make them feel comfortable, make them feel like they're a friend, because they are, bottom line.
Right. So Chris?
A couple of things. One, I don't think you ask them to volunteer. What you do is you ask them, you sell it to them based on what's in it for them. And I don't know, your free food's always good, but that usually comes after they do some work. But there's always something in it for them, and they're going to gain some knowledge. But you never ask them to lead anything. You ask them to come, like Patricia said, come join me. We need a little help, and would you help me with this? And you got to make it personal like that. So that's but you can't say, the minute you say volunteer, they run in the other direction.
Yeah.
And that's right too. That's right. So
John, how did I get you to volunteer?
Sorry, I had my mic turned off. I didn't want the dogs or any other noises. How did you get me to volunteer? I can't remember.
Yes.
I'm 70, turning 74 next week. I have no memory anymore.
All right. Well, it's
Matthew,
11.
I think I gave you the option of helping with the smart home stuff.
So something interesting that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the keys, and I was saying that in terms of getting students and younger people is to, offer them something that's of interest to what they do. But it works for everyone, really. If you happen to find somebody like I ran a project providing Google Home devices to 35 seniors who lived independently in Nova Scotia, and became really keen on the value for this, which has increased dramatically in the last few months due to the pandemic, for social isolation and stuff. But when Bob approached me about smart homes and maybe setting up a demo site, that got me hooked.
All right, it's 11:05. We're 5 minutes over. So thanks everyone for coming. I think it was a good meeting. We had 15 people, 14 now, and the next meeting will be on next year, January the 9th. And I will have a little something on YouTube and playlists and so on and so forth for you. So I'll do a bit of a presentation on that. I'll commit to that next week. And if anyone wants to talk on anything, just shoot me an email and we will we'll all meet back in a month. Does anyone have any final comments?
Question: where are you going to post the recording of this meeting?
There's a playlist. I send that. I put it on our forum. The last so I'll put the playlist on. I will post a message this afternoon saying, here's the recording, but it's what it won't be the recording, it'll be the playlist. When you click on that, it'll show all three of them. Okay, so you can choose which one you have.
Thank you.
Okay, any other parting comments? Bob, do you have anything you want to say? Nothing. Okay, great. Well, all right, everyone, thanks for coming, and everyone have a Merry Christmas. Stay safe. And we will see you again on the January the 9th. Okay.
Thanks, Ron.
Okay.
Thank you, Ron, and
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, and
Thank you.
be sure and look at Tech for Senior website and look at some of the presentations. If you need some help with your club or something like that, I'm happy to come for that. Okay. Anyway, we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye now.